if you're young, if you're maybe a teenager or in your early 20s, something like that, and you relate to like my older videos, and just it seems hard for you to find love or whatever, I guess this video might help some people out. At least that's what I hope it's gonna do. So I'm gonna share some of my takes, some of my tips, and my views on dating in general, and hopefully it can help people figure out what they want. And that's gonna be, we're gonna use some pictures. I made these. It's kind of terrible. Well, it's terrible, but it is what it is. I'm not good at creating pictures or stuff. Anyway, let's go here. First step I would say to anyone is to know yourself. Like, what is it you want in life? Are you like, do you just want pleasure and have fun, or do you seek commitment and love, or do you want a lot of money, or do you want to be popular? Usually people who are young, they don't really know what they want, and I'm one of the very lucky few who managed to figure that out very early. But it's something I would recommend everyone to meditate on. Like, spend some time every day, just you with your thoughts, maybe in the evening or morning, or like before or after showering or during a shower, and just think about what makes you happy, what it is that you strive for. Like for me, for instance, I'm very driven by love and commitment, because it's like for me it's been like a spiritual thing. So I have not much interest in like sleeping around or sex. I've never really cared about being popular or having money. Like I keep my social circle small. Like I don't strive to be rich or anything like that. So to me, I know what I want, but people, you need to figure out what it is you want in life. Maybe you're not interested in having a commitment. Maybe you just want to get laid or be popular or be rich. You don't know. Some people at least don't know exactly what it is they want in life. Now, next step is to see what you have going for yourself, because everyone has something usually, and there, even if you don't have something going for you, there's things you can do to get better. And like you can work on your career, you can like get surgery to get more attractive, you can work on your comedy and practice your social skills and develop a better personality, and you can also try to get in better shape. All of these things matter, and it's always good to try to be the best version of yourself as well as you can, at least. Because if you have nothing going for you, if you have literally nothing going for you, then it's gonna be very hard for you to find someone if that is your goal. I want to talk about locked situations. Sometimes there are things you can't do. Like, let's say you have a disease or sickness. It's gonna be hard for you to make money. It's gonna be hard for you to improve your appearances. You won't afford surgeries. You might be born unlucky and have a small dick. I mean, there's people who are very attractive and they are cursed with having a very small dick, so they still don't really. And if their goal is to sleep around, well, you can't really do much about that. Your situation is very locked, and it's nothing you can decide. It's like you can't really help it. Life is not fair, and if your situation is locked, then there's you can try to make the best of it and be positive, but you're gonna have an uphill battle. Like if you're born extremely unattractive, you're gonna struggle no matter what. If you're born sick, you're most likely not gonna be making a lot of money, and it's gonna be hard for you to progress. So locked situations are just unlucky. You're born to a certain degree to whatever you have, and even though you might be in one of the locked situations, you can still make the best of it, and that's still something we should get in on. All women like different things. There are women. This is not like a gram showing a percentages. I'm just showing it as there's women who only care about money. There's women who only care about, having a good sex life, how big your dick is. Or there's women who only care about your looks. And like when I say looks, I don't mean just your face. There are women who prefer like someone has a very nice body. There's women who prefer a guy who's like athletic. There's women who prefer all kinds of things. Like there is a thing. Yes, most women like one thing more than another. Majority of people today are mostly interested in good looks. Majority, but that doesn't exclude the other ones. There are a lot of people who would only want to be with someone who can financially take care of them. There are women who prefer or only want to have a very good sexual relationship, and there are women who aren't very. If a girl has a low sex drive, they're not really gonna care about good looks that much. They're more gonna care about having a good time with you. So your personality will. There are cases where your personality matters, and all of these things depend a lot on where you live. That's the biggest thing I've learned, if anything, out of my whole journey with finding happiness and dating and all that, is all cultures are very different. There are places in the world where even though you are like considered maybe 2 out of 10 in your country, in their country for your skin color or for your uniqueness, you would be seen as like a 7, 8, or 9 out of 10. However, that's where it all comes in on. It comes in on how much work are you willing to put down, how long are you willing to look, how much of an uphill battle are you willing to fight to get happiness. Because you live in a first world country and you appearance wise you're maybe a 3 or 2 out of 10. You would need a lot of income. Let's see here. Can I make a star? Maybe make a star like this. You'd need a lot of. Maybe I shouldn't have a Jewish star. Let's see here. A normal star. You need a lot of income to be able to travel abroad to do those to international date. You don't always need a lot of money, but it is preferred, you know. And the same when it comes to increasing your attractiveness. In some cases, you might need surgery. You're dependent on money. And the one thing you can control most of the time is fitness, but it's so dependent on if you're healthy or not, if you're able to. So it all depends on what you have and how far you're willing to work on it. And it all comes back to the number one question: do you really want it? Is it worth to fight for what you want, or is it better to just give up and call yourself an incel and feel bad for yourself and hate everyone and everything in the world? And unfortunately, that's what most people in these situations do. They do give up, and some people do that for being in a locked situation, which is more understandable. Like if you're born very unattractive and like you have if you have every single one of the traits, if you have all of the traits very locked, then it's gonna be very hard. Like for me personally, I don't have the good looks. I am medically very locked. I have like health issues, and I am financially locked as well due to the health issues. But I've always been told that I have many other things going for me. And I'm one of the lucky ones. Like using me as an example is not really fair because I'm that one guy who's super lucky who managed to get a big reach on YouTube. That's how I met my wife. But even before then I was like still having relationships and fighting. And it all comes back to how much do you really want it? How much do you really want it? Is it worth to focus on your career for maybe 10 years, save up money, travel abroad, like do international datings, working on your mind and body. Is it worth to do all that for you to find love? Or do you just want to get laid? Are you just after casual sex? Do you just want to sleep around? Because in that case, it's better for you to have money, because you can just save up money and go to Amsterdam and have the time of your life. There's like always, there's a solution to most of the other things. Do you want to be popular? Money is also better. If you just want to be popular, money is better. And a very good personality is also better to be popular. Like there has been cases when I was younger where I was popular despite not being the most attractive person. And yeah, it's not easy to get money, of course, but it's something you can work on. You can decide on working on something. Anyway, it's been a little bit of a ramble. I don't read scripts. I don't read scripts at all. That's just my take on it. Figure out what you want, assess yourself, find a path on how to get it, and then fight for it. If it's something worth fighting for, then fight for it. If you think it's too much work, if it's a too much uphill battle, if it doesn't feel worth it, then you don't have to. And there's also never any guarantees. Like even if you do all the things, if you improve yourself and you fight and you keep searching and all that, there's still no guarantee of success when it comes to love. There is a guarantee when it comes to, you're always guaranteed money if you work for it. You can always guarantee yourself money, and you can always guarantee yourself getting laid. If you just want sex, money, that's things you can achieve. It has nothing to do with how you look. It has nothing to do with what region you're in. Like if you fight hard, and long enough, and you figure out a good path, you can most likely get the things you want unless you're extremely locked. Like if you're born blind or missing arms, it's like you can't really help that. But I'm talking like if you're a normal, healthy individual with like the doors open for you, you can life is what you make of it. And if me, who has many of these, me who lives in Sweden, Sweden is like, I would say 80-90% based only on looks. If I can have these issues and like still manage to like find people who have been in these categories, even though it hasn't been successful, but still managed, then what's stopping you who might live in a place where that's not as big of a case? But neither way, my mentality has always been to never give up. And I believe that if there's something you're burning for, if you have a passion, you should strive for it. And mine just happens to be love. Mine has always been love, because I'm a religious person, and I believe that the only thing you can bring with you when you die is like a spiritual bond you've made with someone else. Like if you form a family, you bring your family with you in the afterlife. So to me, since I was young, that's like a life goal. Some people see it like the purpose of life is to reproduce and have a family here. But in my mind, it's like the goal is to reproduce and have a family in the afterlife, So it has a deeper meaning for me. So I've been very driven by commitment and love. While like some people would be driven by other things. So figure out what you want and fight for it. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit of a mess. If there's gonna be people who disagree with me. I know that the pill community say that like instead of seeing that all these things exist, the pill community says that like basically this is the only thing that matters and exists, and none of the other things matter. Or like there's people who say like all women are gold diggers and they only want money, and like that's all they care about. So it's like, and it's very stupid to think that all women only care about personality, or that matters. Like everyone are different. Everything matters to different people. some things matter more in some regions, in some countries, in some cities than other. It's all down to the individual. And if you're delusional enough to think that no one would ever love you, I guarantee you, if you would focus on only this, let's hear, if you would focus only on this, only on the personality, there are blind women. There's women who are blind or face blind and who has disabilities or aren't that very into sexuality or have had bad experiences with men who are attractive, who would really like a guy who is funny. So there are women out there who care about personality. There's no need to say that all women are one way or that everything is just one way. Majority of people in your city or country might be one way, but that doesn't mean that everyone are. It doesn't mean that hope is lost. And that's what it all is. It's all about being hopeful and fighting for your dreams, which is what I encourage. I think you should do that. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. See you all in the next one.